Hello everyone and welcome to Spice Cuisine. My name is Harper if you did not know, and today I'm going to try to make for the first time in my life chicken nuggets from scratch. So as usual for these videos, I'm going to be filming my experiences of making chicken nuggets for the first time in my life. I'm going to be filming the ups, the downs, the successes, and the failures. And at the end of the day, I'm going to see number 1, does the chicken nuggets look good? Number 2, do they taste good? Number 3, do I like them? Now, this recipe is pretty simple, so it's mostly just me seeing if recipe is actually good or not, and more importantly, can I follow a simple recipe without getting too bored, getting too impatient, or just doing stupid things. So hopefully this will be a pretty fun adventure, and with that, let us begin. So let's start off by first cutting chicken breasts into chicken nugget sized pieces. I don't really know how I'm going to actually do this or not. I'm just going to wing it and hope that they look kind of okay. So with that, I'm going to, I think, cut this in half first. I feel like that's going to be the first good thing, and then gonna like cut this piece of fat because we don't really need it. So as usual, the recipe that I am using from the famous home cook extraordinaire Ree Drummond is in the description down below, so check out her recipe, just check it out there. I've never actually cooked a recipe from her before, but I honestly enjoy her cooking show way too much than I should, so I have a lot of high hopes for this. It's a very simple, easy recipe, so it's mostly just, you know, is it actually a good recipe, and will I enjoy it? So with that being said, I'm going to cut that. I think that's big enough. You know, they're chicken nugget sized pieces, so they can be a little bit off kilter, kind of collywonkus kind of thing, because yeah, have you seen what McDonald's chicken nuggets look like? More or less, I'm just gonna cut these up and then I'll get back to you when I'm done with this part. Okay, so I have finished up cutting the chicken nuggets into the sizes that I would like. Honestly, they are a little bit big, quite big I think, but I honestly think they're probably a good size. I didn't want to make them too small, but oh my gosh, why is there noises outside? I'm not sure if you can actually hear this or not, but I can hear, I think it is the trash people coming through, but more or less, I think these are going to be good sizes. A little of them are a little smaller than other things, you know, other pieces. This one's a little bit weird, but honestly, as a whole, I think it's going to be okay. So let's get the breading station going and then continue from there. Okay, so we have the breading station here. We have the flour, and I'm also going to just, you know, mix around the seasoning real quick as I talk right now. And then over here we have the egg wash, and then finally the breadcrumbs. I have to say that I'm using a little bit less than what Ree asked, just because I don't want to waste any of the ingredients. You know, we're not on rations at any kind, but you know, I just don't want to like waste any food right now. But with that being said, that is really all. We're going to start off the you know, dipping. This will probably take a while because I kind of want to do it in like, you know, one at a time, because I want to for some reason. So we're going to just put this in and then coat it real quick and then drop in here. It's kind of like dry hand, wet hand. I think I'm doing this right. I honestly do not remember if it's supposed to be like this or not. More importantly, I realized that I'm not really reading the recipe. I kind of left over, I was like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, and then I kind of went on from there. But I think I'm doing the right thing. So with that being said, I'm going to slowly just get through this, and then I'll get back to you guys when I'm done breading everything. Okay, so we are done. The last chicken nugget had a little bit of issue because I literally used up all of the breadcrumb, but I feel pretty good with, you know, not wasting. Sadly, there is a lot of flour that I really think you don't really care about this, so I'm just gonna continue. But more or less, we have all of the beautiful chicken nuggets ready to go. I'm gonna just walk over to the stove and then set you guys up, and then we will continue on frying these little things. Okay, everyone, we are all ready to go. We have the oil right here. Fun fact, this oil is actually from my fish and chips video that I made a couple weeks ago. You know, I cleaned it out. You can probably see them right here. So it smells a little bit, just tiny little bit like fish. Not a lot, actually. I thought it would smell way more. So we're gonna see not only does, you know, do these chicken nuggets taste good, but also do they kind of taste like fish. We have everything set up. It's been heating up for a couple of seconds. So Reese says just toss in here, and if they immediately crisp up like that, I'm not sure you can see that, but more or less the what's it called? The oil is ready to go. So from there, I'm just going to just drop them in real quick. We're going to try to get quite a few in at a time. So I think that's enough. So with that being said, I'm just going to let these cook for a couple minutes, and then we're going to take them out, and then I'll get back to you if anything interesting happens. So yeah. Okay, so they're already literally brown right now. So I'm a little bit kind of, should I take them out immediately? I'm very confused by how these are already literally brown. It's been a minute, so I'm going to take them out, and then I'm going to open one up and see if they're done, but I think you can see that they are literally dark brown now. And that literally only took like a minute. They went in and they were immediately brown. So that was a little surprising. I have never experienced that before. Okay, they are literally still completely cooked. Not cooked, they're completely raw. So they'll have to go in again. And if the coating doesn't like it, I'll have to say fooey, because they are literally raw as they were in. So I don't know what to do when it comes to why they're like completely browned already, but I'm not going to, I don't want to like make them like, you know, completely overcooked, but I don't want them to be raw either. So we'll cook them for a couple more minutes and then take them out when hopefully they are actually cooked. So yeah, a brief intermission, but we are back on the road. This tells me that I probably should have cut them smaller. I think that's what this whole situation is telling me right now, is they should have been cut smaller, because then they wouldn't have to cook so long. But I made a mistake. I can't fix it now, so we're just going to deal with it. And if these fail because of that, we'll know for next time. Okay, so I'm gonna cut one open again for the second time in a row, and we're going to see if this is finally cooked. Please. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's barely cooked. Like, they're barely cooked. I'm gonna hope that them like cooling off will cook the rest. So with that being said, I'm just gonna continue on. That worries the heck out of me, because I do not want to accidentally contract the good old salmonella, but I also don't think putting them in for a third time will be a good idea. So now I know, like, I'm gonna say 2 minutes on both sides, and yeah. Okay, so if you can tell, I do not cook with oil, like, you know, deep fry a lot. Are these bubbles right? I feel like these huge bubbles, it's very dangerous. I'm not gonna stop because I'm stupid, but that looks wrong for some reason. Yeah. This process is incredibly, not freak out making, because that's not really a word, but it's definitely a lot. that I was not prepared for. Now I have to say with this batch, they do look better. They're not as, you know, brown. So I hope that that will be good. But that being said, I'm just going to take them out. Actually, when you look at them with the other ones, they look exactly the same color. So never mind. Don't listen to me when I say like, oh, they look better. Okay. That being said, I'm going to cook the last batch as we speak. So according to my cut test, the second batch, not sure if you can see that. You can see right there, it looks way better than the first batch, so I have a lot of high hopes for at least, you know, them to be cooked through, hopefully. The good thing about the situation is that the house smells absolutely phenomenal. Like, it smells like, you know, the Italian seasoning gives it a great smell. So I'm hoping that at least at the end of the day, these will taste really good and they just look a little ugly. So that's my, you know, huge hope for these chicken nuggets. Okay, so it has officially been the few minutes that I've allotted for these. So I'm going to take them out. They look exactly like the other ones, deeply brown, but hopefully cooked through and delicious. That is my hope, and we're going to stick with it. So, with that being said, here we go. The chicken nuggets look like this. You know, the first ones are definitely very brown. The last ones are brown. So with that being said, I'm going to plate these up and let's see if they actually taste at least pretty good. Okay, so we have the chicken nuggets right here. They look honestly really, really good. But with that being said, let's see how they actually taste. So I'm going to just take one from the top, take it open. So it sounds really nice. I'm not sure if you heard that, but sounds pretty good. The breading looks pretty solid and it is completely cooked through. If you can see that. Completely cooked through. So I'm actually going to let that one, you know, hang out. I'm actually going to eat the one that I broke. Here we go. This one from the older batch because it's already cooled off and I don't want to throw my mouth off and then not be able to taste anything to tell you if these actually taste good or not. But from there, let's see how it tastes. Also, I have some dipping sauce right here. It's the Schnucks like chicken dipping sauce. It's more like Chick-fil-A sauce, but because I don't support that company, I'm just gonna call it the Schnucks chicken dipping sauce. So let's see how it goes with the chicken nugget. Definitely like it more with the dipping sauce. Okay, so I've had a couple of, honestly, like 5, 6, 7 pieces of the chicken nuggets, and let's talk about them. So number one, they were perfectly cooked. Like, there were no rawness. It wasn't overcooked. Some of them were even a little juicy, like the actual chicken was very juicy. So honestly, great, you know, tender, easy to eat, all around really, really good. The coating was absolutely phenomenal. Like, it was nice and crispy. Also, it wasn't soggy at all. It was honestly perfect. And like, using Italian seasoning gave it a good amount of flavor. The only downside I can really see is the fact that I could not taste any of like, you know, the salt or pepper from the flour coating, so the chicken itself wasn't really flavorful at all. I wasn't really betting it was. I don't really know why, you know, the recipe said to, you know, use seasoning. Maybe if I use a little more seasoning, it'll be more flavorful. But honestly, I feel like because the coating was so flavorful, it kept the chicken okay. But you know, there's sometimes when the coating would come off and then you have to eat just like, you know, regular chicken, and that was definitely very just bland. It was honestly really, really good. I honestly do think that I was right. Also, I was wrong because I made it like that, but more or less I was right. I'm gonna give myself the win because why not? But the chicken, they probably should have been a little bit smaller, and I think that would have helped a lot. But I was honestly really okay with chicken nuggets. You know, with jumbo-sized chicken nuggets, it was pretty fun to eat pretty big ones. It was also pretty fun having chicken nuggets that were actually, you know, chicken instead of like a weird amalgamation of like chicken and cardboard. So with that being said, honestly, I really, really loved the dish. I was not surprised that it was a success. Reef Ramen is like known for making really, really good, really, really simple and fun and easy dishes, and this is definitely one of those things that even with all my like difficulties with like frying and whatnot, it was a lot of fun. And I do think that, you know, if you have, you know, family, friends, do you want to do like, you know, an easy, fun kind of cooking project together, this would be really fun. You know, having a little station to like, you know, coat everything, and then like, you know, letting the more, you know, not mature, but the more capable person, you know, cooking them. It would be honestly really, really fun. My only like kind of like worry is the fact that it is more or less deep fried, so it isn't the healthiest dish, but I wouldn't really say it is kind of done yet, but I think if you like bake these, they would be also really great, or like air fry them, they would be really great. But honestly, I really, really like this dish. It was really, really fun to make. It was a really, really great experience, and I'm definitely happy that I made it. When it comes to my rating, 1 to 10, 1 being I hate it, I can't even finish it, 10 being it's absolutely phenomenal, blew me away, I would have it again and again and again, I would give this a solid 9. The only reason I would not give this a 10 is because I probably won't make this again because I hate frying stuff, and the unhealthiness does kind of freak me out as somebody who is trying to be healthy. Trying being the big word of the day right now. But from there, also I feel like when the breading did kind of come off as you were eating it sometimes, and you could only eat the chicken, it was incredibly bland. So I think that if you know, tried to get the seasoning imbued, is that a word? Saturated into the chicken, it would be absolutely phenomenal. But after that, it was a great dish. It did blow me away. I loved how crispy it was. I loved how tender it was. I wish there was a little bit more specification on how to like cook them, and it comes to terms of like when you know they will be done cooking without having to cut them open and whatnot, or like, you know, doing a lot of guesswork. I wish there was a little bit more guidance on that, but honestly it was really okay. The fact that they were very brown, they did not affect it at all. You know, sometimes I feel like when the coating gets that brown, it sometimes like burns the coating, and so the coating tastes disgusting. Was that for this case? It tasted amazing. So honestly, after like, you know, the blandness of the chicken and the fact that I probably won't be making this again because it is pretty unhealthy, I absolutely love this dish. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal, and I definitely think that if you guys want to make chicken nuggets, this is a great recipe to use. With that being said, that is the end of the video. So of course, if this video could like, if you want to see more from what, just subscribe. What should I fry and or cook next? Comment below and I'll get to your suggestion as soon as possible if I have that ready before. But that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I will say time, and as usual, goodbye!